Welcome to Henshaws Tips, Tricks and Tech. I'm Mark Belcher and it's been a while I think. Next to me is Alice, and Alice has been on a few videos before but as a volunteer, but now she's staff. She works with me. She works in the market department. How are you thinking about that?
Yeah, I really enjoy it. So I work as a digital communications officer and I started in my role at the end of June.
And Alice is, would you call yourself a geek?
Just a tech person.
She's not a geek, she's a tech person.
I just like tech basically.
She's an expert at tech. And today we're going to talk about Apple. We've done a couple of videos on Apple, but we've not done too many, unfortunately. Time and energy and all that. So the reason we're here is for Alice to tell us all about how she accesses that phone. There is a misconception that visually impaired people can't use phones, Alice. Is that true?
Yeah, it is, sadly.
Yeah.
To be honest, years ago I used to not necessarily accept that misconception, but I used to think I couldn't use touchscreen phones. So up until I got my iPod Touch 6 years ago, I used to only use a button phone. I used to use a Nokia. But then after I got my iPod Touch, I got myself an iPhone because I realised actually, you know what, I can use touchscreen like anyone else.
And it has changed your life?
Yeah.
Yeah? For the better?
Yeah.
Obviously.
Definitely.
Right, so what we're going to do today? What we're going to talk about?
We're going to talk about one aspect of Apple's accessibility called VoiceOver. Now, I've got no use for vision, so VoiceOver is essential for me to use my phone because, to put it simply, it reads whatever's on the screen.
Okay. And you do that using gestures?
Correct.
And then there's basically techniques that you're going to show us how you get information out of the iPhone, and also like how you get information in. How do you type?
Yeah.
You know, I think a lot of our viewers will be wondering how do you type on a touch screen? Crazy stuff. But you're gonna like demystify it all for us, aren't you?
Yeah.
So let's go then.
So first of all, I just need to unlock the phone. So I'm on the home screen at the moment. So if I wanted to move around the apps, the best way that I like to do it is to use one finger and you just do a right swipe gesture. So you just swipe to the right on the screen.
Facebook, one new item. Double tap to open.
And if I want to go back to the previous thing, I swipe left on the screen.
ID. Double tap to open.
Alternatively, you can explore by touch. So, for example, I know that Messages is in the dock, i.e. the bit at the bottom of the screen. So I just touch the bottom of the screen and I should land on Messages. If not, I'll land on something that's very near Messages. So let's give this a go.
Dock. Safari.
So I landed on Safari, so I would swipe.
Phone. Safari. Messages.
So I swiped left once and it went to phone. So to get to Messages, I swiped with one finger twice. Now you might be wondering, how do you open Messages? Now, obviously, if I was to just tap once on the screen,
Messages.
it would just select the item. It wouldn't actually open it. So to open the item, you double tap with one finger. So you have to double tap very quickly. So here goes.
Messages.
Now I've actually got a text message conversation open, so I need to go back. So I'm just going to go back to the main Messages home screen.
Back button.
So to do that, I know the back button is top left. So I just touch the top left of the screen to get to the back button. So now I'm going to double tap that.
Back button. Edit. Button.
And now it's put me on the top of the Messages screen. Now you're probably wondering how I managed to stop VoiceOver speaking partway through. To do that, you simply just put two fingers on the screen once and it pauses speech.
Brilliant. So how do you get information in? How do you type?
Well, there's different ways you can type. You can just use the standard VoiceOver, not VoiceOver keyboard, the standard Apple keyboard, or that comes up when you type a message. And there's different ways to navigate that. So I'm just going to very quickly go into a message. So I'm now in the message. It says text field is editing, so you know you can type. So one way you can do it is you put your finger on the screen and you just keep your finger on the screen till you found the letter you want. So if I was to write test, so I'm on the T, so just let go and double tap it and do E. Alternatively, you can do what's called touch typing. So
Misspelled word. Edit. Typing mode. Touch typing. Edit. Misspelled words. Characters.
So I'm now in the touch typing mode. So if I go to the letter S,
D. Del. S.
now when I release my finger,
S.
it will just type it. I don't need to do any double tapping.
D. D.
So the same with the T, and then the same with the space.
Right.
Space. Test.
So which is your preferred method, Alice?
Obviously touch typing's quicker, but I actually use a Bluetooth keyboard because I type a lot of long content. So I just find it easier for typing to use a Bluetooth keyboard when I've got access to it.
So if you haven't, which mode do you use, say on the iPhone, if you're like, you know, travelling from A to B, which mode would you use?
Touch typing because
touch
it's quicker. Or I'd use, if I was in private and I need to be quick, I'd use dictation.
Okay, so dictation is you literally saying the word.
Yeah.
And then it'll do its magic.
Yeah.
And then basically type that onto the screen.
Yeah.
So how accurate is that?
For simple things, it's relatively accurate, but for place names or for company names, it can be a bit dodgy. So Henshaws, it comes out as hen space SHORES.
Okay.
So that's obviously not right.
No. Do you worry about like the quality of the spelling when you're sending it to your mates and all?
Occasionally, but then sometimes I might just say to them, by the way, this doesn't make sense, but you know what I actually mean.
Yeah, I understand that.
And you can also use Siri to send a text. So you could say, send a text to whoever, and it would say, what would you like to send? And then it sends it.
Yeah.
So if you want to, you don't even have to open messages at all.
Yeah.
You can just, and you can ask Siri to read your texts. Like if you say to it, do I have any unread messages? It will go through them with you.
Yeah. Alice, I can imagine on your phone, being a techie type of gal, is you got plenty of apps. So how many kind of pages have you got?
I've got 9 pages of apps somehow.
You got 9 pages.
Yeah.
That's a lot of apps.
Yeah. Well, they're all for different things. So I've got some that are just mainstream, for example, radio stations or TV catch-up apps like BBC iPlayer. But I've also got my assistive apps.
You're going to have to be organised with all those apps. How do you know where everything is, and how do you change from page to page?
Well, it's alphabetical order, so I've kind of...
That's clever.
So I always, whenever I install a new app, I always do a reset home screen. I mean, I was going to put my apps into folders, but I tried it, I just couldn't be bothered.
Right.
So I've never got around to that, but that is on my to-do list for whenever I can be bothered.
Okay.
But for now, to get from page to page...
Another gesture, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
So all you do is you use 3 fingers. So I'm currently on page 5. So you've used 3 fingers to swipe left to go to the next page.
Page 6 of 9. Karen. Double tap to open.
So there is the
I got you.
Kerrang, which is the radio app. Then to go back.
Kerrang, is that like heavy metal?
Yes.
Are you into heavy metal?
Kind of, yeah.
No way. I didn't know that about you.
So then you swipe 3 fingers to the right.
Page 5 of 9. ID.
And it goes back to ID, which is the first app on that page.
Okay.
Or sometimes I don't even go to any page, I do this. So let's give an example. Hey Siri, open Seeing AI. So I've opened Seeing AI simply by asking Siri to open it, and you can do that with any app, so it saves you even moving from page to page.
So I think, considering all the apps that you've got, I think we're going to have to delve a little bit more into your 9 pages. Now I know that one of your apps is Kerrang. God knows what else we've got on those pages, so that might be a video all on its own. What do you think about that?
Okay.
Yeah, getting for a laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So, that's me and Alice, and that's Apple. Listen, Apple is a fantastic thing, and so are their competitors too. So, you know, everything's for everyone, so you just got to work out which is best for you. Well, I really enjoyed doing that video with Alice. Thanks, Alice.
Thank you.
Listen, these videos do not grow on trees. They cost time and money. So if you got any, throw us a bone. Click on that donate button, because it will help. Thank you very much, and I'll see you on the next one.
Our videos are helping people across the world. If you found them useful, please donate on our website so we can keep making more videos like this in the future.